So this is the newly launched Moto G31. It comes with quite handy 6.4-inch OLED display, stock Android, 5000 mAh battery, and all of it for 13,000 rupees. And a lot of you were asking for phone comparison to let you guys know the best phone under 13,000. So to find out the closest contender, we head out to YouTube search, and it seems like Moto G31 versus Redmi Note 10 is what you guys want. So we bought it. So we have also bought Samsung F22 and a couple of other phones. That comparison would be on the Hindi channel, so watch out for that and make sure you subscribe, so you can have the best idea on what phone to buy under 13,000. But before we begin, here, have a look at these two photos, A and B. Depending on what photo you choose, there you have the phone that you have to buy. Guess in the comments and I'll tell you the answer in the video. This is Pradeep, you're already watching TechWiser, and Moto G31, Redmi Note 10, there you go. Now, there are a few basic things that you already know, but there is something interesting. See, both of them have a plastic back, but Moto has this texture finish and a matte back, so you don't see any fingerprints. Even the thickness and weight of the device is more or less the same. The Moto G31 weighs around 181 gram, while the Redmi Note 10 weighs like 181, 182 gram, more or less the same. One thing I would like to add is the buttons on the Moto G31 are placed quite high, so it's very difficult to reach with one hand. They could have placed it a bit at the bottom. But overall, in terms of look and in-hand feel of the devices, both the devices are pretty much the same. Now, both the phones have 60Hz OLED or AMOLED, which is great in this range. If you see side by side, both of the display are good. You will like watching video on both the phones. Moto has Panda Glass protection, whereas Redmi Note 10 has Corning Gorilla Glass 3. But two really important things. Number one, Redmi Note 10 has stereo speakers. Here's the audio sample. Moto single speaker is also good. You won't face any problem in day-to-day use, but yeah, Redmi Note 10 is definitely louder. Number two, Moto G31 cannot play Amazon Prime in full HD as of now. See, both the devices have Widevine L1, but on Amazon Prime, I couldn't find Moto G31 play full HD video. However, most of the time it is fixed with a software update, but as of now, it is what it is. A bit of extra things, Moto G31 also comes with ThinkShield security, which is like Samsung Knox. So that is missing in Redmi Note 10. Now, the most interesting thing is performance. See, Redmi Note 10 has Snapdragon 678 and Moto G31 has MediaTek Helio G85, and here are the Geekbench scores. Now, the funny thing is Moto G31 has LPDDR4X RAM and eMCP storage. This is fair because G85 maximum supports eMMC, whereas Redmi Note 10 has LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. Now you would be like, Pratik, that's mind-blowing. But the funny thing is, Snapdragon 678 only supports UFS 2.1, so why would you put UFS 2.2? Anyways, when it comes to games like Call of Duty, here, have a look. Redmi Note 10 has better game support. It can do high graphics at medium frame rates. In BGMI, both of them give you smooth graphics and ultra frame rates, and both processors have the same frame rate and even the same heating in the same time. Redmi Note 10 would be slightly better. Overall, both phones do well in day-to-day usage like browsing and little to medium gaming, but you can't expect heavy gaming at this price. No Genshin impact. But now that slightly better performance in Redmi Note 10 comes with quite an inferior software experience. MIUI has reduced the ad, kudos to them. It's hard to find the ads now. You will get the occasional Get Apps notification and even in the Settings app. But here, look at this bug. The control center is transparent now. Same, there's glitches in day-to-day usage while using the gestures, the new control center. On the other hand, Moto has that clean, bloat-free, ad-free Android experience. The chop to start flashlight, damn. This has become my life gesture. Whenever in trouble, chop. These all work really well. As of now, both phones comes with Android 11. Moto is promising 1 year of Android update to Android 12 and 2 years of security updates. On the other hand, there's no software update promise from Redmi Note 10. Overall, for software experience, Moto is a clear winner. Now, the camera is the most important thing to see. See, both of the phones have more or less the same megapixel main sensor, and the photo I showed you at the intro, A was Moto G31 and B was Redmi Note 10. And that's the entire story. Moto G31 takes less saturated and close to real life photos, whereas Redmi Note 10 has that more saturated look. Now, one thing I noticed, let me show you. Kaushal sir, one pose sir. Now in normal photo mode, you see it looks good. As soon as I switch to portrait mode, the whole face looks soft, blurred, and if you look at the photo, it's normal. Like, it does it sometime with the portrait mode photo and sometime it just doesn't. There's some bug with Moto G31's portrait mode which needs to be fixed with a software update. And then the ultra wide angle camera are more or less the same. Like 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera in this range is just good to have. Also, selfies are the same. Like Moto has that natural real life look and Redmi has that boosted saturated look. Like, look at this exact photo. My hoodie looks exactly what Moto G31 is showing, whereas Redmi Note 10 has made it some different color. But most of the people might prefer Redmi Note 10's photo. For videos, Redmi Note 10 lets you shoot 4K video from the rear camera, and I was like, what? 4K video in this price range? And the video quality is good. However, the stabilization goes off in 4K. In terms of battery, both of them have a 5000 mAh battery, but Redmi Note 10 gives you a 33 watt charger, while Moto G31 gives a 20 watt charger. Interesting thing, I tried charging both the phones from 15 to 100. Moto G31 went like 74% in 1 hour 30 minutes and Redmi Note 10 was fully charged. Now funny thing, in the next 5 minutes, Redmi Note 10 just went from 100% to 92%. And even in my daily usage, I've noticed Moto G31 has better standby time. The battery lasts longer, maybe due to stock Android. Redmi Note 10 also has that same 5000 mAh battery, but it gets really used up. It's like 1 day or a bit more, whereas Moto G31 goes on for like minimum 1.5 days to 2 days. Oh, one more thing. A lot of you people ask about the proximity sensor during the call. So here you see. The Redmi Note 10 has some bugs or slow proximity sensor. So see, at times it gets off when you put your phone over here. Like normally, it works fine if you do this, but on some occasions, now you see, it doesn't turn off. And yes, both of them have Google Dialer, so...
Call is now being recorded. Call recording has now ended.
So that's there. The proximity sensor issue is not there on the Moto G31. I had no experience during calls. Also, there's no carrier aggregation now on the Moto G31. Redmi Note 10 Pro has carrier aggregation. So funny thing, we are trying to do the speed test, but there's no 4G plus over here. It's only 4G. So guess where did we find carrier aggregation? In my bathroom. Let me show you, we took a screen recording. See? When we have carrier aggregation, the speed goes upwards of 22 Mbps per second, and it's the small b, it's megabits. Rest, you get Wi-Fi 5, compass, gyroscope, all the important sensors in both the phones, so that's not an issue. So finally, which phone to buy? The newly launched Moto G31 or Redmi Note 10? Well, if you need an AMOLED display in the budget with decent performance and ad-free stock Android experience, Moto G31 is a good option. It's for people who wanted clean stock-free Android for a long time. Whereas, if you want a more camera-centric phone or a phone to just flash custom ROM, Redmi Note 10 is better in those aspects. But the biggest problem of all is Redmi Note 10 availability. Redmi Note 10 is Amazon exclusive. If you check on Amazon, not available. If you go to Flipkart, it's 15,500, which is 2,500 higher than its original price. On me.com, you don't have the base 4GB plus 64GB variant available. And I understand how important it is to have the base variant in 13,000 phone. Like, people cannot extend their budget. It has happened to me as well. We even checked offline Me stores and they asked us to buy Redmi Note 10 Lite instead. The offline store is a weird story. Now, if parts availability or supply chain is a problem, which I understand, it's pandemic and there is chip shortage, then how come Xiaomi is releasing Redmi Note 11T? Will that phone be in stock? Think about it. Xiaomi should really fix this stock issue. It happens every year with Redmi Note 10 series. Also, Motorola is on fire this month, so wait for the G51 coverage. Make sure you hit the bell icon. On that note, this is Prateek signing off. See you soon. Pew pew.